We have Stuttering John outside the studio as well. Have you ever met Stuttering John?
Absolutely,
David
yes.
Well, yeah.
Is he in? Is he here for the Daily Show audition?
He might be. John, come on in, brother.
Wow, John, it's been a long time. John, you look great.
How's it going, man?
What's happening?
Hey, buddy. Jimmy.
See you, John.
What's going on, John?
How are you?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Welcome.
How are you? Lucky
Handshakes
man.
all around,
thank you,
folks.
you know.
I'm
you're
gonna do
good. It's good.
play-by-play.
The whole thing's good-natured.
It's great.
How do you know Dave Attell?
From the old days, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've hung out with Dave the Cellar and all that crap
All
so
that-
many times.
In L.A., we lost track of you when you moved to L.A.
Yeah, I know, but and you and I used to smoke a lot.
I still smoke.
Yeah, I stopped.
You did?
Yeah.
How'd you do it?
I just said the hell with it. You know, I got kids. I got to live a little longer.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped smoking, although I did have one last night.
Oh, you did? I don't blame you.
How long you off him?
What?
How long before last night?
A year and like a month. Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, January
That's excellent.
6th, I just stopped.
How'd you stop, though? You were just able to just put him down.
Yeah, I just smoked pot every day for a while and got,
There you go.
got me
Oh,
off.
all right.
There you go.
All right, you fucking health kick.
I just turned 50, so I was
Oh,
thinking.
you look good, Dave.
Oh, thanks a lot. How was the party? Did you have a nice party?
Well, it was kind of a two-prong event.
Yeah.
First, it was me and my family at a steakhouse, which I always think is that when I was a little boy, and I said when I turn 50,
That's how
it's going to be me putting my mom into an Uber cab in front of an Outback Steakhouse.
that's what you envisioned, huh?
Me screaming, yeah, I'll call you later. That's a Mideastern driver as he looks at me put a
So
beautiful-
are you living here now, Dave?
I always lived. I never moved. I should have moved.
But I remember you were in LA for for a while at a time.
I was there. The longest I ever was there was when I was joke punch up on Ray Romano's show.
Oh, okay.
Everyone loves Raymond. So
Yeah, all right.
that was the longest time I ever that was like 2 months or something like that.
I need to hear more about the 50th. So it started with the steakhouse. Did it get better?
Did it get better? Of course,
All
because
right.
I don't drink or anything, and most of my friends are also old.
Right.
So we went over to the cellar, and Artie Lang dropped by, Russ Maneve, Jim. There was an Evite out to you. I'd never heard back.
I was away. I saw the photos of it.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
well,
I
thank
did.
you. I appreciate the. I
The-
like
the
it.
viewing. yeah.
So it was an official.
But there was no fun. Like 50 is a big one. You're supposed to me and my bros, we're going to Costa Rica and we're gonna, hunt
Surf.
marlin. Yeah,
Right, yeah, right.
something like that.
Something, right.
Something like that. None of that kind of stuff. In fact, we had cupcakes, which I bought,
Yeah.
which I thought was made it actually special, neat. And then that was about it. Did some sets. Had a fun one with Artie on stage, Artie Lang, of course, and super fun. And then we went to a bar where you can still smoke, and then that was it.
I want to take you out for a nice meal.
a nice steak.
Anytime, the
Or
tours.
steak.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be 50 soon, so why don't I come too? For
Why don't we
that?
combine the whole
You
thing?
can be yes.
You got anything planned for the big 5-0?
I don't know. It's like 8 years away, so I don't know.
Are you 42?
Look at you, a young
next
actor.
year.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just like, you look shitty for 42.
I used to tell Baba Booey, I would always get younger and younger each time you would ask me. I would go, I'm 43, yeah.
All right. Well, at least
It's not how old you feel; it's how old you smell. I smell like an 80-year-old Ukrainian woman right now. Just a lot of bad choices.
How many places can you smoke in New York? You found a joint.
Oh, it was a cool, cigar place. It was fun.
But they even started shutting down the cigar places.
I
in
know.
this fucking city.
I know.
It's great. It's unbelievable.
John, it's changed a lot.
No,
since
I
you
know.
moved.
I know. I got in trouble for having a beer on the street, but it was in a bag.
You're not even allowed to do that anymore.
No.
Well,
Which is-
I like a nice, clean city. Why boys?
Jim's on the other side of this issue.
Why do you need a beer in a bag, though?
Well, they used to be allowed to have an open beer as long as you have it in.
Yeah.
Even all the delis have those little brown paper bags, and I'm out there, and a cop was about to give me a ticket.
I think you're still allowed to do that if you're a renegade trader in the 80s on Wall Street. You have one beer, a bump, and then you call your dad. Pops, I don't know how it's going.
When was your birthday,
Renegade
Dave?
January 18th. I'm a Capricorn. Yourself, John?
I'm October 4th. I'm a Libra.
No way.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a great sign. Jimmy?
I'm a Cancer, Dave.
Nice.
Insert joke.
July Cancer, much like America.
July what, Jim?
19th.
There you go.
They say I'm on the Leo cusp. It's a long story. Or is that my father? Might be my dad. I don't know. My dad's the 29th.
Skinny he got.
Thank you.
He lost a
that's
lot of
great.
weight.
He really does.
A lot of hard work, John.
AIDS will do that to you.
Oh, what's your Opie? What's your birthday?
I'm a Gemini, May 23rd.
Another great sign.
But I'm on the cusp as well. I just make the Gemini thing.
How old are you, man?
I'm old. How's that?
He looks great.
Thank you,
You all
sir.
look great, guys. You did a great job.
Yeah, I figure I put a little bit of SkinCeuticals on. I mean, all kidding aside, guys, it's about show business.
You must have to get up hours earlier to
I
look
just
this
ordered the
okay.
Lifestyle. I had the Lifestyle lotion I put on me.
What's the
No
lifestyle?
way.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's like anti-wrinkle cream. It's working great. Ain't it?
Yeah.
Since I'm the ugliest guy in the room here,
Dave,
no
stop.
offense.
That's
No
internally,
offense.
yes, but-
No offense. I'm the ugliest guy in the room. I'm just telling you guys. This is John. You're an actor as well as a broadcaster, correct?
Yeah, I try to.
Embrace your God-given character gifts of not being super hot looking. Honestly,
Attaboy.
the more you look odd, the better for
Buscemi.
you.
Look at Buscemi.
Look
He's
at
not
him.
good
Look at
looking.
Buscemi.
It's a
I know.
horror show.
I know. I mean, yeah.
Look at that guy.
I'm sure he loves to hear that. I did a bit on the Tonight Show goofing on his looks once. It was pretty funny.
What, was he mad about it?
No, I mean, I haven't talked to him since, but it was like Brian Williams. Oh, it was Brian Williams interviewing him. and he was-
Good-looking guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then I had Brian goofing on with the big googly eyes and crap and the big teeth.
Yeah.
But he's an ugly looking guy. How about, did any of you guys see that movie Chef?
No, everyone's talking about it too. I got to see that.
It's great. John
Chef?
Favreau. It's
Chef?
a fat John Favreau. No,
Chef.
Chef.
Oh,
a stutter.
Chef,
That's
with a
stutter,
C.
by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, it's John Favreau and his ex-wife is Sofia Vergara and his girlfriend is Scarlett Johansson. Okay, what's wrong with this?
Wow.
Yeah, I find that a little bit of a stretch.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Tiny bit. So how long were you in L.A., John?
I've been out there for 11 years.
It's been 11 years.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. We met you a few years back.
Yeah, when you were on the show.
You were very cool to us. I remember that.
I actually,
11 years.
I'm stuttering.
okay.
Fought to
You're
get you
known
guys
for
on. When I didn't fight,
really?
but Jay and the producers asked me because I was in the briefings and they said, do you think we should? I go, yeah, those guys are huge.
It went well, too. We had a great time with that.
No, it was. I mean, that was my favorite.
We were never asked back, but one and done with that one.
Because that was one of my favorite things is like being a guest on the Tonight Show. That was like a big dream come true
Yeah,
for me.
man.
You know, I'm sure for you as well, right? Jim?
Yeah, I spent a lot of time. They put me in a lot of segments. And
Yeah.
Jimmy was on
It was
the
nice
Both
to
did
do.
great.
Oh,
You
thank
did.
you.
I know that was a fun thing.
Yeah, I like going out there and just doing stuff on TV. It just makes you feel like you're doing something.
Right.
It's nice. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm moving.
And they loved you. I mean, he was on every other week at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
And this is nonsense compared to TV. When you're on TV, you're like, fuck, I'm on TV.
You know what it
This is more important.
I
This
prefer
is
this
really
more important.
I much
Huh?
prefer this to TV. Much prefer.
But being on TV is fun.
I'm on board with you. I used to think it was the other way
Radio.
around, but no. Radio is so much more freeing than TV because like TV was so scripted. Like you know how it is. I mean, like all the jokes that you had to say, everything was kind of scripted. Here you can say whatever the you want. You know?
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm allowed to curse.
You
here.
can, sure.
You
I do.
are, dude. It's been 11 years. Coming out of the cold.
Yeah.
You earned it.
Isn't it funny how Opie, the best looking guy in the room, is never? Have you ever been on like a television show like that, like the Tonight Show or something?
I've been on all of them.
Okay, no, but I mean like.
Thanks
like,
for,
no,
not
no. I'm
noticing.
saying like, have you ever thought about doing acting? I apologize. Acting.
I don't know. I just like doing this. I've had things, but I don't know. I've been doing this since I was 18 years old.
Well, I was just trying to set up a
it's
slam on
time
these
now
two
that I'm
fuglies.
fucking old to go on TV. Now it's
You're
too
not
No,
late.
you look
old.
even better now.
Yes, you're like a Martin Mull.
Yeah, you kind of look like an opinionated environmentalist coming in out of the
That'd
woods.
be nice. The problem is I get invited on all the political shows. I don't fucking feel like doing the
Yeah, that's
politics.
a lot of work too.
Yeah.
I really just don't feel like doing that. But I might have to go on Hannity. He's been asking me to do a little Hannity action.
Hannity.
So I don't know. Do you still talk to Leno?
Oh yeah, I just had a staph infection. It was the night after hanging out with John Lovitz, shaking his hand. I have a big freaking goiter on my freaking underneath my arm, and
You'll get a vaccination.
no. And then Jay called me and he's like, "Hey John, how you doing?" I go, "I have a staph infection." John, you got to bathe every once in a while. How you doing?
How is he doing? Is he doing good?
Jay's great. Jay's, I mean, talk about a great boss. I mean, you know how he was. I mean, just nice to everybody, you know, and even behind the scenes. I mean, charitable and, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he fought to get, because you know, when NBC said that we want to get rid of you for Jimmy Fallon in February at the Olympics, and then Jay said, all right, I'll go. But and his contract wasn't up until September, and he said, I'll go as long as everybody on the staff is paid until their full salary until September.
That's cool.
what he did,
Right.
which was like 8 to 10 months of severance pay. You know,
It's amazing.
No, it was good. All in a lump sum too.
Wow, really?
Yeah, so I took my $5,000.
That's hard to cut. Like, that's a great gig to have, man. And then all of a sudden you're coming, okay, now what? Like, what's next? That's a hard one to just have the rug yanked out. What do you do now?
Yeah, no. Well, it happened to us twice.
Right.
The first time was with Conan.
Yeah.
Don't look at me.
They've got nothing to do with the Conan thing.
I thought you were Team Coco.
I know that Jay now is like he's planning either another cable thing.
He's got the car show on
CNBC, right?
Yeah, which is I mean that's his passion.
That's what he wants to do. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cars and comedy.
But is he sitting on No Compete still?
No, that would.
So he's
that was
ready to
over
get-
in September.
September probably.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I bet you he pops up on
There's a
something.
rumor that he's doing Letterman. Letterman at least invited him on.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That's
So
great.
I'm sure
that'll
he'll
be
do it.
huge.
There's a big difference between doing Letterman and Leno. We learned that.
Oh, really?
When we went on Leno, we're in that green room, and Leno comes in and just shooting the shit for a half
Yeah.
hour.
Yeah.
Didn't even give a fuck about the show. We're freaking out. We're in
Yeah.
LA for the first time, and he wants to know a little dirt,
Yeah,
dirt from the old days, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
asking some questions and just laughing his ass off. And Letterman refuses to even acknowledge you're on the fucking show.
Yeah, I heard you can't even look at him in the eyes. Is that like an old wives' tale or?
It was weird.
Well, it
I mean,
depends what season you go on. If you're there
Exactly.
during the solstice, you're allowed to look at his shoes.
You meet
You're there during that.
you meet Letterman on the couch, basically. That's when you meet him. Which
Yeah.
I found
In his
fucking
office.
strange.
Yeah.
You think the guy would? You think the guy would walk in and just like just say hi because that puts you at ease.
He's an
Sure.
odd bird, man. He's
Really
just one
strange
of those
guy.
guys.
But Leno is a
Odd guy.
comic, so that's the thing. Like he wants to mix it up with the comics, and that's why I was going to ask. I assume he's on the road right now because
Yeah,
I've heard
he's
that he's
always-
out there working
always.
on his material or whatever, working on
When he
club
was
shows.
on the show, he would do 150 to 200 gigs a year.
Wow.
So he would leave the show and get on a plane like almost every
Amazing.
night, and then like fly to like
Vegas or whatever. Yeah.
Right.
Good for him.
We were looking at your greatest hits on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
The fucking balls. Dude, I feel like I had balls over the years, but I bow to you. The balls you fucking had
thank
out
you.
there with these interviews. Did you ever feel like, holy fuck, this could go really, really bad?
Yeah, when I was interviewing John Amos, you remember the dad from Good Times?
Yeah, we love John. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had was that a softball thing. He had this huge bat in his hand, and I had to ask him, "Do you think Two Live crew are talented, or just another bunch of troublesome blacks?" And and I'm trying to spit it out. I'm like, he's like, "How the fuck did you get this job with a speech impediment?" Then started making fun of
Right.
me. But I was crapping on my pants.
Oh
It
my
kicked
god,
my ass.
the Ted Williams one. I
Him
mean,
too.
You've talked about this shit.
Who the
over
hell are
years,
you?
But fuck.
Billy Crystal.
Right. What did you say to Billy Crystal again?
How long were you married before you started cheating on your wife?
Wow.
Did he answer?
And you could take this tape to Howard, and you could take it to Howard and stick it up his Howard's stupid fucking ass because this is not fun. It's not funny.
Oh, that's right. They used to play that all the time. It's not fun.
But
It's
here's
not
the weird
funny.
thing, Opie. This is like so then now I'm on the Tonight Show, and we're doing the show in Vegas, and Billy Crystal's going to be a guest. So I go to Jay. I go, "Hey Jay, you think I should send them some chocolate or something?" I pissed him off. He goes, "No, don't worry about it. I would just avoid him." So I try to avoid him, and then I'm in the makeup room, and Robin Leach is there because he's a friend of mine. He sees Billy. Billy, say hello to Stuttering John. There I am, face to face with Billy, and I'm crapping. I'm like, Billy, I'm sorry about that whole thing. I'm just want to say, yeah, John, it wasn't fun. It was my movie premiere wasn't fun. I go, listen, if it's any consolation, I loved your movie 51. He goes, 61, John. 61. So even when I'm trying to be a nice guy, I still manage to piss the freaking guy off. 61.
How long were you married before you started cheating?
Do we have the Billy Crystal clip? I want to hear
Yeah,
this.
did you see this, Dave?
Big fan.
Who are you?
Paul, how's it going?
From where?
From XRK. Are you glad that you're the only guy who can handle the Oscars?
I'm not the only guy who can handle the Oscars.
Well, David didn't do as good job as you did.
David did great. I love what David did on the show. He was terrific.
And will there be a Mr. Saturday Night too?
Yes, there will.
Oh yeah? Okay. How many years were you married before you cheated on your wife?
So you can take this to Howard, right? And you can shove this right up Howard's stupid ass, okay?
Well, you don't like Howard anymore, Bill?
No, because Howard dumps on me all the time, and it's just not fun when you edit a thing like this, okay? And now you'll do this on a show, and you'll all laugh and have a good time, but it's not fun,
Well, Billy, we're all big fans of yours. No, really, I'm a big fan of yours.
Good. Then you don't come in and sell stuff.
I loved your out always.
Wow.
You always would bring that up. Oh, but we're big fans.
Because I always felt it was okay. Like to shake his hand after, and it was all, and then it was all okay. But
He knew exactly who you were. You could tell in his face.
yeah.
Like he knew right away.
Oh yeah, I think he knew, but he thought he can handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it just like changed in his head.
When you were doing Leno, was there anyone you met that you had fucked with before besides this thing where it just was like
Oh
ugly?
God, because Debbie Vickers, the executive
Yeah,
producer.
I love Debbie.
Love Debbie. She's like, and she always hated the Howard Stern thing. Like she wasn't a fan of this.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I mean, they were fans of more of the "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here," John. Which, by the way, I do with Bruce Jenner, which is a whole nother fucking story. But you know, so I'm like doing a bit, and Burt Reynolds is a guest, and now I just finished a bit like that was on the air. It was like gas station games, and I had the thing in my ear, and Burt Reynolds sits down, and then he goes to Jay. He goes, "Hey, it's nice to see a well-spoken John out there." And Jay's like, "Oh, you have a problem with John?" He goes, "Yeah, he once asked me some anti-Semitic questions," and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "What the fuck did I ask him? I can't even remember what it was." And then, Jay, they're talking, and then after the show, I said, "Can I go talk to Bert?"
Yeah.
And they go, "Yeah." So then I go see him. He goes, "John, big fan. I love you. I love you ever since I'm a Celebrity. Get Me. I love you." I go, "But what the hell is that all about?" He goes, "It doesn't matter." I go, "But what was the question?" He goes, "Oh, you just asked me if I thought the Jews ran Hollywood." But that was like the one big one, that I had.
He seems ornery, Burt Reynolds. I've never obviously met him, but he seems like he has a very short fuse.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like.
You like that?
Yeah.
He's a 70s, I mean, there's nobody like that guy,
He was the biggest draw in the 70s, right? The
Yeah.
biggest box office draw in the
God,
70s was Burt Reynolds.
He had a nice run.
Yeah, nice.
Fuck Lonnie Anderson. Oh, Burt Reynolds doesn't take any guff.
He's a man. He's a man's man.
I loved Lonnie Anderson at WKRP. It was so freaking hot.
She was wonderful.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Giant tits.
did you ever bang a celebrity?
No, never. I mean, again, we talked about the one porn star, but never famous girl.
Yeah. How about you, Dave? Any?
Guy
Well,
or
hold
girl?
on. Yeah.
No, you know what? I'll just say this right now. John,
I banged Dakota Fanning in her heyday.
for the amount of self-pleasuring to the celebrities.
Does that count?
We owe them more than. I mean, you talk about the Oscar nod.
Yes.
How about the sad, lonely man nod?
Yes.
No,
You can also.
Popping a load to. Go ahead.
Does it have to be fucking though? Does that count?
Why did you?
Oh, you got
why-
close. With Dave?
What?
Judy Dench ate my ass. Does that count?
Nice one, Jim. You're ready for tonight. We'll do that one right before the raffle.
Jim, what's going on tonight? It's a Patrice.
What's
thing?
going on tonight? Where have you been?
I've been in L.A.
All right. Well,
Big benefit
Big benefit,
for
dude.
Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah, that's great,
You come
man.
by.
We take care of his family now.
Where is it?
City Center.
City Center.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Huge. Bill Burr is the host. He puts it all together. Are you friends with Bill?
I'm not. I mean, I don't know him that well, but
Is there a problem between you and Bill?
No, not at
Bill
all.
is
No,
great.
not at all. No.
I didn't see the new Better Call Saul, but is he on that? Because I assume he is. He's a recurring.
We have
character.
not seen him. I've seen the first 3, but he may be in it,
Right.
but not in the first
Wow.
3. But it was good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it did well, too.
Fucking great, did
Although the
great.
second night dropped a little bit because it didn't have The Walking Dead.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
normal though. But that's
But
what
they're
every
still
new
very
show.
happy with it.
Every new show drops a little
Right.
bit as time goes on.
What's the Bruce Jenner thing, John?
Yeah.
I heard that in there.
Yeah.
You said it's another story.
You were in a truck with him the other day, and you
Oh,
were sucking
no,
his
no.
cock, and he got distracted.
This is. Put it this way. He might be going to jail. This is the worst time for him to be going to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll skate. He's fine.
No, I was on him. Celebrity Get Me Out. Couldn't have been the more manliest man. He's like bench pressing like tree trunks with Tyson Beckford, and he's talking. I mean, staunch conservative. Shoot him up, ask
man's
questions
man.
later.
Right.
And now I see him in a car with nail polish on.
Overcompensating. He said he was overcompensating by winning the all that shit was because his parents had a certain expectations, and he was like going the other way to try to be the man they wanted him.
Right. He was wearing a lot of the women's clothing.
Right. Mom's underwear.
Mom's underwear at a very early age. It came out
Really?
yesterday.
Disgusting.
How did you guys hear this? I mean,
He admitted it.
We have to read shit for this show.
Yeah, they do their prep.
We got to read.
I would never.
This isn't an improv class. let me, John. Let me ask you this. So, I'm a Celebrity. Get Me At It. What was the? Tell me about that show because that was like during the wave of the celebrity, like the Dr. Drew show, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, this was like the celebrity, Survivor with B-list celebrities.
Okay, that's
and
now.
I use that term
That's now.
kindly, but
Okay.
it was me and Bruce Jenner, Melissa Rivers.
And where'd you guys go?
We
Where'd
were
they
in
send you?
Australia, but that's how I got
that's
the Tonight
cool.
Show. That's why because Tonight Show saw me on that, and that's how I got to be a guest on the Tonight Show.
Were you surprised when they called you and said, we want you for the Tonight
Yeah,
Show?
really.
As soon as I walked off the, like the ramp, because I actually made it to the last day, and then I walked off, and then ex-wife was there. Well, she was my wife at the time. Said, "I have a surprise for you. You know, you booked on the Tonight Show." And then we flew straight from there. I wrote the jokes on the way, and the town car like on the way there, and boom. And then
You went right from the plane from Australia to the Tonight Show.
Yeah, straight to the Tonight Show. I wrote the jokes in the town car, goofed on Bruce Jenner for like half the segment.
Wow.
And then as soon as it was over, the executive producer and the head writer offered me a job. Just
like that.
Just like that.
Amazing.
It was like being at the right time at the and just doing the right thing.
I don't have stories like that.
I was gonna say, no offense, but as an observer, we were all amazed that you got that gig.
Yeah.
We knew you were talented, but
the fucking Tonight Show hires a stutterer to be their freaking announcer.
I was amazed by that.
It's like entrusting Charlie Sheen with your coke.
But they knew what they were doing because you fucking did some great shit for Jay. So
No, it was a lot of fun. But then the whole Howard thing happened, and then Howard went ballistic on Jay.
Wait, were you
and that-
still with Stern when that happened, or no?
Well,
Were you, or
no,
did you leave Howard for that?
Well, no, I left Howard to become the announcer on the Tonight Show.
Oh, that was why you left, okay.
Yeah, but I gave him 2 weeks notice, and I took it. I took it bad. Like that last week, I was getting my ass handed to me.
Right.
And then Howard's big lament was that Jay should have called him.
right.
That's true.
But yeah, but wait, that's true. Yeah,
Sorry.
I didn't. But here's the thing, Dave. Jay said to me, he goes, hey John, I'll like call Howard if you want. I'm like, no, it should come from me. Shouldn't it come from me?
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
what
course.
would be worse, Jay calling Howard or me?
Maybe you tell him. Maybe he felt that you should have told him, and then Jay should have called him after and said, "Look, we did this, but I wanted him to tell you."
All right, well, yeah, because I told Howard, but then and then Howard started going up on Jay,
Oh,
so
right,
I don't know if there was time for him to do that.
Well, yeah, okay.
Was that thing real between him and Jay? It was as real as
Oh yeah,
they were real. He really hated Jay to that extent.
Well, Howard did. I mean, Howard still
Before-
trashes Jay. I mean,
No, I know all that, but I mean, before you left, he had pretty big issues with Jay.
It wasn't as bad, but I think he always felt that Jay robbed, like jaywalking. That was the big thing, you know. Which by the way is also weird because because I did the first homeless game. That's what they said was, I don't know if you remember the homeless game. I did the first one, 1996. It was a Yankees parade, and I did it 96. So when I got to the Tonight Show, they showed me tape of jaywalking since '88. So it was like,
wow,
yeah. So all that time he was saying it was robbed. It probably wasn't even robbed.
Well, it's like it's funny. I've invited
I don't know
Howard.
if I'm allowed to say this is serious, right?
Yeah.
Go
I've
say
invited
whatever you
Howard and
want.
Jay on my new show. It's called Bygones Be Bygones, where I bring in old rivals and everybody just
That's
talks
a
and has
great
a laugh.
idea, Jim.
Thanks, Dave. Bygones Be Bygones, hosted by Jim Norton, but it's spelled B-I-Gons.
So Howard was that mad that you left because it was a great opportunity for you.
At first, he was happy. Like, I told him on the phone, and he was like, and we were all going to Atlantic City. Let's go and celebrate. He was fine.
Right.
And then Beth, his his girlfriend at the time, came to my ex, and said, "Hey, Howard's not mad at John, but he's really pissed at Jay
For taking you.
Yeah. And then on the Monday we got back, and then Howard went out with Mel Karmazon, and Mel got it into his ear that I'm an asshole for leaving and not telling him, like before I signed and then it became just like I was an asshole, for splitting. I mean, it was quadruple the salary I was making, at like probably even more than that.
They wouldn't. Knowing the players that you're talking about a little bit, they weren't going to match the salary. And secondly, what else were you going to do for Howard? You did everything you could.
Well, I was there for
This was a
15
great-
years. It was time to leave. You know, it's just like I'm sure when you after how many seasons of Insomniac, you're like, all right,
4.
yeah. Felt like 15. Sorry.
Four. It was a great 4 years, Dave.
4.
It was an amazing 4 years. As a fan of that show, we were kind of mad you didn't squeeze out another season or
half
two.
a season.
I love
Another
that
clip
show.
reel.
No, I mean,
You know,
but
John-
logically, he had to let you go. I mean, at that point, he just had to.
Yeah, listen, like I said, I have no heart. I mean, I was always a fan of Howard's. I mean, ever since I was a little kid. I mean, I used to listen to him, all the time. So, I mean, it sucks because now then, like I'm banned from the show pretty much.
Still.
Yeah, and that's
But why?
because when
If
I
he
was,
has the problem with Jay and not you.
No, because I'll tell you why. This is the silliest thing, but when I was on Facebook and everybody was accusing me of stealing.
Yeah.
They were saying that Howard was saying that I was stealing bits from the show. Besides jaywalking, there was this chicken bit, who can make the Super Bowl pick the chicken or Terry Bradshaw. I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't my bit. I didn't write it. But apparently Howard had done that. I didn't even remember. But
John, can I interrupt for a sec?
Yeah.
That's an old radio bit. That type of bit's been done a million different ways since the start of people trying to
I know that.
do more than just play records.
Yeah, I know that. But
that was always my frustration with Howard, because it was like, dude, the stuff you're accusing not just us or other radio shows of doing are classic radio bits. Maybe you made it a little different and made it sort of your own, but
yeah. And that's how I felt. But but I started to defend myself, and then people were saying, "Oh." There was one guy who emailed me and said, I'm gonna rape your kids and kill your wife. I was okay with the latter, but anyway. But like but everybody was trashing me, and all accused me. So finally, I said, "Don't drink the Kool-Aid." Now I don't even know I didn't even know that it came from Jim Jones and all. Like I didn't know the origin of the statement, but it just meant don't believe everything you hear.
Right.
Howard heard that and went off of me for an hour, calling me everything in the book, loser, and no talent, which he even said when I was there. But all this crap, and then that was it. And now I'm banned. And now, like, I called Gary to let him know I was going to be coming out here to do some radio shows. And no, John, it's a different show. I don't know what we would do with you now.
Can I say one thing?
How about just an update? We're getting an update. This is great radio. Just seeing what you've been up to.
Sampling from Jim Jones. What's next? Are you going to take a Hitler speech and put a new slam on it?
No, Dave, I didn't know what the expression. I didn't know where it was. I just knew that it meant, don't believe
drink
everything
the Kool-Aid is not where that's from. That was why Jim Jones chose Kool-Aid, because he liked that expression. It was his favorite expression.
Oh, is that why?
No, I'm making this up.
Oh, I'm a fucking gullible idiot.
No, you're a sweet boy.
You're a little eager right now.
You're a sweet boy.
Right.
You're a sweetie.
I think we have to take a break just for those reads.
Yeah, we got a lot
We have
of
like
reads.
12 reads for Valentine's Day.
So we're hanging with David Attell and John. What are you promoting, John?
Oh,
You had a gig?
I'm at the parlor on, doing stand-up at Jay Davis' show on Monday.
Where's that? In L.A.?
L.A. on Melrose, I think.
At the
You
parlor
ever do the
there.
parlor?
I
You
have
ever do the
not.
parlor? It's a great room.
I've tried to.
I know Jay, though.
Some hot young chicks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I'm single now. It's just,
We'll get the word out. You're
Well,
single.
don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Oh,
Yes, drink the jizz.
I'm on Tinder like I'm like no man. I'm addicted to this shit.
All right, we're going
Yeah.
to talk about Tinder.
Right,
next.
ease up.
And any 23-year-old who says they like you is a fucking porn star.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
they're hookers. I wish
Yeah.
they were porn stars. They're fake ads.
Yeah. No, it's all fake ads, and they go, hey, check out my.
So they got to clean up the Tinder a little bit. Make it a little more legit. More with Stuttering John. So you just came to New York to do radio, basically?
Yeah, I did your
Dance?
ex-partner's
Yeah.
Anthony show.
I heard it went well.
I got to ask you about that.
Fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
All
We
right.
got to take a break first. though.
Okay, all right.
Now you're getting involved. Jesus.
Is that okay?
Of course it's okay.